It feels like my dream project that these games are back and improved in so many tiny and substantial ways. This is a full-blown remaster in the most perfect sense of the word.
What's up, guys? It's your boy MadPack420 here, coming at you with a new one. And today, we're doing another one of these. Look, I've said before, there are two things I can't stand. Number one is fanboys, and number two is hypocrites. Alright? And today, we got DreamcastGuy being both of these. Alright? So, look, I like DreamcastGuy for the most part. For the most part, I think he does a good job and has decent takes. But every once in a while, man, I'm just like... Now, see, he did a video when the GTA trilogy launched, doing a review of this, and he pretty much licked its taint. And then yesterday he did a video pretty much backtracking and commenting on how it's badly ported. But look, we'll get into those videos here. We'll talk about this first one here, and then we'll talk about his other one here, and we'll definitely take him out to task here the way he deserves to be. But I think what we have here is a Grand Theft Auto fanboy who let his fanboyism cloud his judgment when he was doing this review. And now he's a hypocrite because now he's going back and doing another video acknowledging those flaws that he did not acknowledge in the first video. So, again, we'll take him to task.
This time around, they've managed to fix everything about how you aim your guns.
No, they actually did not change the aiming system at all whatsoever. All they did was take GTA San Andreas and they ported that aiming system across the board because it's, Unreal Engine, right? But see, he thinks that the aiming system we have in GTA 5 is, modern, right? Well, in actuality, it's the same aiming system from 4 and San Andreas. San Andreas is where they fixed the aiming system to where it was much more free. Now, it still feels blocky, but he saying that, they completely fixed the aiming. No, they just took San Andreas's aiming and put it across the board. And here's the thing. The game is a complete copy and paste job. Right down to the hot coffee mod and the missing songs, okay? That's the reason it's not on PC. So that is a complete lazy port where it's quite literally the exact same code. So, no, they didn't change the aiming system. They just ported over San Andreas's aiming system across the board. Now, that is a quality of life improvement, but that's not overhauling the aiming system. That's just a quality of life improvement across the board.
Some of the missions in this game really require some precision, sharp shooting, so it's nice that you can actually aim and take people down in the proper order and as soon as you want. This is a very, very nice liquid experience, especially because the other aspect of this is they brought in the weapon wheel system from Grand Theft Auto 5. So just by holding the weapon select button, you can instantly switch.
Now, this is a really good quality of life improvement, the weapon wheel. I'm glad they brought that in. So that I'll give you credit for that. That is a good quality of life improvement.
Now let me talk about the controls to the driving itself. Whenever you're cruising around in the neon streets of Vice City or going up into the hills of San Andreas, it's here that you begin to appreciate the fact that steering, aiming, the gas pedals, braking, and reversing all work a lot better than they did in the original versions. The biggest difference is that now it's much more incremental controls.
This isn't true. The game is still clunky, and it's still... driving is still clunky. Again, this is the exact same coding put in Unreal Engine, so it's going to play exactly the same. What's happening here is the higher frame rate. Now, there are frame dips all over the damn place, alright? It can't hold 60 frames across any platform, okay? When he says that driving feels more responsive and it feels... No, it's because the game is not at 30 frames. You're playing it at a higher frame rate, so it feels more responsive, and it looks more responsive, but in actuality, the game plays exactly the same. It is still clunky and blocky, and they didn't do anything. They didn't change anything, man. Come on, bro.
So I decided to get this game twice. I bought it on the PlayStation 5 myself, and Rockstar Games was nice enough to give me a copy of the game on Xbox Series X.
Nah, fool. You didn't decide to get the game twice. You got a free copy from Rockstar and then decided to buy it on PlayStation 5 to compare and contrast. So I guess technically you're telling the truth. You decided to get the game twice because you technically didn't have to because you got the Rockstar version first, but I like how you worded it and said, I played it on PlayStation 5 and then Rockstar gave me a copy. No. No.
Now, when you're playing this game on next-gen systems, or I guess I should say current-gen systems, the graphics are very apparently better. This is definitely running at 4K. It is definitely a very solid frame rate, but
No, it is not a solid frame rate at all on any platform. No. No, man. See, he's one of those people that, and like I said, he when he was talking about driving, he was talking about how it felt more fluid and stuff. No, that's just the higher frame rate. But you also can't see the dips. I can. That stuff drives me nuts. When I'm driving around, and I've been playing this on 1X on Game Pass, okay? There are judders all over the place. When you're turning, like the cities, there's pop-in, there's judders. It doesn't run well. It just doesn't. At all. It's janky.
this is gameplay right here of the original versions of these games, and as much as I like it, it obviously has some crazy technical drawbacks. Now it renders everything off in the distance, up close, the cars you're stealing, the reflections on the surface. The updated visuals are really nice and they're really smooth. The updated draw distance definitely works better overall, but more than that, just the individual textures of the characters, the people talking, and also just looking at the cars themselves, everything looks so improved, it's nuts to me. Like, I'm glad that they've managed to make this game look modern, or at least closer to a modern day experience. Alright, so let me talk about some of the quality of life changes they've made and the biggest drawback.
Bro, all you've been doing is talking about quality of life improvements. The aiming system, the weapon wheel.
Of this. A lot of the very painful load screens have been removed because this is a much more modernized version, but more than that, I love small stuff like the fact that whenever you fail a mission now, you can actually jump straight back into it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. It lets you completely restart the mission. So, yeah, that's a good quality.
A majority of my time spent with these games has been incredibly positive and fun, but there is this strange glitch that popped up 2 or 3 times in each of these games, which is strange because this doesn't mean that it's one broken spot in each of them. This is an error that seems to exist across the entire Definitive Edition trilogy, which I call the wall bang.
But I thought you said this was the most perfect port ever. Okay, I'm putting words in your mouth, all right. But that's the problem, man. You came off as way too fucking nice in the video, and then you gotta wait till the very end of the video before you get any actual legitimate criticism. Speaking of legitimate criticism, let's see your backtracking here.
Trilogy's problem, because currently people are saying that this is the most hated problem, because currently people are saying that this is the most hated game of the entire year. In fact, it's even being review bombed, which to me is a bit crazy.
What do you mean? The game runs like shit and is terrible port and deserves better than what we got. Of course it's review bombed. It was pathetic and lazy. It is, okay? And I don't think it's worth $60 on any platform at all. Okay?
Now, full disclosure, I am playing the games right now, and personally, I am having a lot of fun, getting a chance to fly around in Vice City and blow stuff up.
Because the games themselves are good games. Like, they're literally the games ported over. So you're playing good games, okay? So you're basically saying, I'm having a good time playing good games. Yeah, I know. That's not the problem, okay? The problem is how badly ported these good games are. They deserve better than this.
Using the new aiming and driving mechanics, I will still say that the gameplay of these games has definitely been improved.
No, they haven't. The gameplay is exactly the same. They're just some quality of life improvements, but overall, the gameplay is exactly the same.
Comes to the graphics and the glitches, which is what I want to look at today. I've decided to actually set aside a bunch of videos that you guys have been sending of some of the weirdest errors that you've encountered and the parts of this game that are downright broken.
Yeah, that's not what you said in your last video, bro. You said the graphics are great.
But here's what else I find fascinating. I didn't know this until y'all sent this to me. Freaking Rockstar, if you bought this game on PC through their special launcher, it's currently offline. If you paid the $60 to play this on your computer, it's impossible right now. Legitimately, they took your $60 and you're just screwed right now.
I mean, they're Rockstar. This shouldn't surprise anybody. That's why I didn't want to buy this shit. When it was only on Rockstar Launcher and I couldn't buy it on Steam, I'm like, see, Steam will give me my refund. I don't trust Rockstar, but you know.
On a PC, it is currently literally unplayable. But let's take a look at some glitches. So here's the major thing I've seen the most people upset about is how weird it is that they've decided to change the character models themselves. Oh my gosh.
Yes, this is definitely the worst one of the bunch. They definitely destroyed Candy Sucks. I mean, this game deserves better than this, man. God. And look, we played these games back in the day on PlayStation 2, and it blew us away. But in actuality, these games didn't run that great. They barely ran on those systems. Capped at 30 frames, all the blurriness, the pop-in stuff. They do all kinds of tricks to cover up. So them removing the fog and all these little effects and his art stuff, you see the flaws in these games, right? They're flawed games, okay? They didn't update these games. They took these old janky games and just ported them into a new engine. That is everyone's gripe, and that's why you fucking people are trolling you in your comment section and why you're doing this backtracking video. You let your fanboyism get in the way, okay? And people say, oh, you're a Sony fanboy, even though your name's DreamcastGuy. No, like, I think you're a fanboy of just games and certain games, and you will look past certain flaws in certain games. And look, San Andreas is a great fucking game. Vice City is a great fucking game. These are great fucking games. Okay? They deserve better than this, man. They deserved better than this.
This is exactly why you keep seeing stuff like this, where the van clearly in the original PlayStation 2 and the Xbox version says Top Fun. They even have radio commercials for this business called Top Fun, but the AI can't detect this funky looking F, so they make it a B. Top Bun. How did this get released? Like,
I don't know, man. Probably because guys like you are going to get free copies and then pay $60 for another copy and tell everyone you're having a great fucking time and, you know, just say it, man. They gave you a free copy and you still give them $60 and you're like, how did this get released? Because you don't care. You clearly didn't care until you got trolled into oblivion on Twitter. Oh, man. Again, this is why I can't stand fanboys. You let your fanboyism cloud your judgment, and then now you see how pathetic a port this really is. Yeah, I moved myself to the other side because I was kind of covering his face, and I want to see the stupid faces he makes here.
Ridiculously overpowering. Now, I want to pause here for a second. It seems like what's happening is that this is like a gigantic grid. It's seemingly designed to be like a tiny patch of rain and then just multiplied across the entire screen. So it has a nice even flow to it. I mean, after all, it is water. But now it has the downside effect that it's so efficiently created.
What's funny is this rain is very, very awful. And you didn't bring up the rain in your last video. I mean, I thought you'd been playing through these games. Now, the rain effect in San Andreas is a little better, and I think he's been playing more of San Andreas or more of another game over the other, because the rain effect's the same across the board. But you can go places in San Andreas and go underneath bridges, and the rain is falling through bridges, you know. It's just not a great port. It's terrible. Again, it deserves better than this.
This is a gigantic face on the side of an island. Like, how do you create a game that can even have a glitch like this? This is got to be one of the spookiest, creepiest, messiest areas.
I thought you said this port was perfect.
Look, how does this... Oh my god. Oh my god. Now I want to end this with a more positive note, which is that there's this post I've seen on the front page of the GTA Trilogy Reddit, which is this: if you're disappointed, that's on you. Rockstar clearly communicated from the start, from their short trailer, that this was going to be a PlayStation 2 title with a little bit of paint and a lot of quality of life changes. If you let your imagination run wild and thought they were going to get these euphoria physics, new content, whatever else, that's your bad. That was never promised. Now, this has seemed to stir a lot of people up. There's a lot of very angry comments in here, which I'm not going to bother showing you, but I do feel like this is sort of the page that I'm on a little bit, which is that I'm having a lot of fun with the GTA.
Okay, you want to end on a positive note? Okay, I'm going to end on a salty note. Okay? Because these games deserve fucking better than this. Okay? They're good games. Okay, you're having fun playing old games. Great. Good for you. These games are shitty fucking ports. They're missing fucking music. They're fucking censored. They're janky as fuck. They don't run well. Okay? They can't hold 60 frames across the board. Okay? This game it's fucking terrible. It deserves better than this. These 3 games deserve fucking better than this. Okay? And you want to sit here and think, well, Rockstar said you shouldn't expect blah blah blah. Listen, you know what I expected? I literally expected these games to look and run better. They don't. They look worse in some cases, and they can't hold a consistent frame rate. Oh, but they're running at 60 frames. Okay, but not consistently. They can't run a consistent frame rate. And these games are fucking ancient. They should be able to run 60 frames across the fucking board consistently. But they don't. They're fucking shit ports. Okay? And I'm not going to let you sit here and fucking say it's our fucking faults for expecting 20-year-old games to fucking run well on fucking Gen today. Are you fucking kidding me? It's my fucking fault for expecting games to run good and look good from 20 fucking years ago. It's my fucking fault. Okay, fine. That's why I hate fanboys, man. You even at the end of the day, you acknowledge the problems, the glitches and everything. But you still let your fanboyism get in the way. These are shitty ports of games you love, and you should be pissed about that, but you're not. Whatever. As long as you get your free review copies at the end of the day, you're all good to go, right? Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like what you see, like what you hear, go and like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Gab, Minds, all those in the description. I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.